Hello?
Hey, what's up, buddy? You there?
Oh, we are there.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. All right, let's get it started.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, welcome to the After Party!
Hangover. That's right. Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangria Fueled. This is the show that talks about a show that talks about a show. Today.
It's a show within a show.
That's right. Today, we have the Vince McMahon, the Ted Turner, the Tony Khan of the Steel Rail After Party, the man who keeps us listening, the man who brought us all together. It is After Party Zanca. What is going on, my man?
Well, you can't see me right now, but I'm hitting turnbuckles, dude.
Sweet. Throwing up the middle fingers?
Of course.
Well, I'm not going to ask you.
Of course, I'm at a child's playground.
I'm not going to ask you any retarded questions, so I'll answer it for you. He is After Party Zanca on Instagram, and that is because he is Instagram's #1 host of the Steel Rail After Party. His name is Zanca. Mash them together at After Party Zanca.
You nailed it, dude.
That's right.
I've never been creative in my life, so all of my names on social medias have just been whatever I was doing at the time. I was in a band, and our band name was Permanent Holiday, so I just went with Zanca Holiday. And now I'm doing the podcast, so I'm just After Party Zanca. I have no creativity.
Well, hey, don't forget about at Zanca Comedy. Remember where you...
Exactly. I was making jokes, so I was like, let's just do Zanca Comedy.
Well, this time I'm going to mix up the questions because we got a host on. So, what kind of drunk are you? Are you the fighter drunk? Are you the hugging drunk? Or are you the talking, rambling drunk?
I am all of the above. I go through phases, and it depends on the liquor. Like, honestly, if we're just drinking beers and throwing beers back or whiskey, I'm fine. I'm fun. You'll love to be around me. People tell stories about how fun I am because I don't remember a lot. If you give me tequila, I get naked and do cartwheels inside of our record executive's house. That was not a good one. I don't remember any of it. Apparently, I lost a toothbrush and some female cohort's body part. And
you wanted to say chili hole.
I did, and I'm trying to switch it because I say it a lot, apparently.
Hey, man, this is the Hangover. You can say whatever the hell you want. That's why I dropped the retard line, because Jake's not around policing us.
Oh, no, we're going to hit a new quota today, dude.
That's right. I'm keeping a tally.
But yeah, any of that, I'm good. Just don't give me tequila, and everything's fine.
Okay, we'll hold off on the tequila. We'll stick with whiskey.
Yep.
A question I've always wanted to ask you, because I've been listening since way back when.
It's about 6.5. It's nothing impressive. Oh, sorry. Continue.
What happened to the Steel Rail Radio? I remember I subscribed, and like every other day I was checking, and then eventually I just gave up, and you guys ultimately came back. But what was the actual reason that Steel Rail Radio went off the air?
Well, all right, check it out. Josh and I started Still Real to Us, I don't know, a long time ago now that I think about it. Him and I would just go on our back decks and we just shoot the shit about wrestling. We're like, there's got to be other wrestling fans out there. And I was like, let's just make a Facebook and we'll do memes or whatever. And we couldn't come up with a name. And finally, we just came up with Still Real to Us somehow. Then we made the website. The website started taking control, and Josh is really good at that stuff. So he took over pretty much the whole website. I made a couple dick and fart articles and shit, but that's not my thing. If you've heard me talk, I type worse than Jake talks. So I gave up on the website basically, and Josh took over, and it was a lot. Then we picked up the podcast, but then that became a lot. So we ran out of time. I mean, I had a kid. Josh has a kid now. We're still very close. I mean, we're still good friends.
Yeah.
We just hung out last weekend talking shit about wrestling. But so yeah, that's basically things got in the way, and I like talking, and I have nowhere to do it because I live in New Hampshire now.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, this will be a good way to me to get out my, bullshit, I guess.
Okay, because I've always been curious about that. Yeah, because you are funny in the Steel Real Radio days. But when I started listening to the After Party, my God, you turned the comedy up to 100, man. Every
Still
podcast,
Real,
you make me laugh my ass off.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, it was Still Real Radio. We were trying to be journalists almost.
Yeah.
So like we were getting a lot of interviews. We were doing a lot of that. We were getting big names. We were doing a lot of cool shit. And I didn't want to be the downfall of everything he worked so hard for with the
Yeah.
website. So that's why I chilled a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the after party, I was like, I'm just gonna. This is like me. This is like letting an R word run around in a field full of cupcakes and bouncy balls. Dude. Like I just get to hit play and just record and just say whatever the fuck I want. But the thing is, I'm so dumb when it comes to like electronics. I need Jake. So then I had to get Jake. I know it hurts you guys to listen to him, but I'm sorry. I need him. He's the one that hits the red button that I don't know how to do.
I completely understand. I'm also electronically nincompooped myself. I had to ask.
Yeah, you and I tried something a while ago. We were just fucking banging our heads against trees, dude.
I had to ask Andy how to do this, and he's the one who recommended this app. So this is all thanks to Andy helping me out here. Otherwise, we'd be Skyping, and you know how Skyping goes.
Oh, dude, it was funny because I got a little drunk the other night, and sometimes I get sentimental when I'm drunk. I don't know if that was one of the options earlier, but like I was thinking, we have the Still Real after party, and it was literally just a way for Jake and I to talk about wrestling.
Yeah.
And now we have the Still Real after party Pride Parade, which is a lot of people don't know. All of the Hall of Famers, the people who we put in the Hall of Fame, we have a chat.
It's the
and that's basically
exclusive Instagram chat room.
But like, I feel like we all get excited to share news on it and talk wrestling, and it's like fun. Like that's why Josh and I started Still Real to us on Facebook in the first place, because we were like, there's more wrestling fans. Dude, when we were on tour, we got shit on so much because we still watched wrestling. That was the one thing. They're like, you're party fans who like drop elbows off the stage and shit. Like, yeah, of course.
That's badass, dude.
I ramble a lot, so you got to home me in and ask questions.
No,
just shut me up, dude.
This is content, and you are funny, so I'm gonna let you go, man.
This is why I have Jake. He's like the trainer, and I'm the bear in the circus. He just pokes me and tells me to go over in the corner.
I've been doing my own little finishing move crumb offs lately, and you will provide the last two finishing moves. Do you have
so far
any two? We have the big boot, the ankle lock, the jackhammer, the Kinshasa, the shake, rattle, and roll, the end of days, the razor's edge, the midnight hour, the money shot, starship pain, 3D, and the kill switch.
Okay. I'm going to go. Wait, did you say Whoopee Cushion by Doink the Clown?
No.
All right, put that in there.
Oh, shit. All right.
That's got to be in there.
Whoopee Cushion. Okay. And next?
And this, I'm not a finisher, even though it just kind of led to the finish of a lot of matches. The Fuji Salt in the Eyes. I got to do it, man.
Oh, the salt in the eyes. Well, technically you're right. I mean, it was Fuji's finishing move, if you think about it.
I got to go in, man. I got to do Fuji.
You got to stay true to the
Fuji. I'm going with Carlito's fucking backstabber.
Oh, the backstabber, yeah. That's a good one, too. A lot of people use that now as just a regular move.
Transition move. I know. Yeah. Same thing with super kicks and everything else.
Super kick is destroyed thanks to a lot of people.
Oh my God, that's like hitting the ropes now.
Your favorite theme song is a question I ask a lot on here, but can I take a guess what yours is?
Go for it.
Because I think you mentioned it on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. The Disturbed version of Stone Cold's theme song.
Oh, that's a fucking good one. Yeah, I changed with the wind too, though. So don't ever take anything I say as concrete. But yeah, that's a good one. Edges was always good. Edges always pumped me up.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, I believe Jake said story of the year was Christian's theme song.
Yeah.
Or they did it, the original one. But
yeah, that's
a good one.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going Doink the Clown today, just because I'm on a doink kick. But it was the creepy version, the circus version, the slow down version halfway through when he was a heel.
Did you just come from seeing It Chapter 2? What's up with the clown mood all of a sudden?
I have no idea.
Is your kid wearing a red nose? What's going on there?
I have no idea. I don't even know where he is. I told my girl, I got to go call Mangria. You got to take care of Ty. So I think he's playing video games right at the moment.
Sweet. How about, this might be super obvious, but like you said, you do change your mind a lot. Your favorite superstar?
Oh, man. Currently or past?
Of all time.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Because I know you said Carlito.
Yeah. I always have like one of those, like Bastion Booger, Papa Shango, Carlito. Those are like mainstays. Growing up, I was huge into Macho Man,
Uh-huh.
and I think I'll go. Oh man, but I love Piper. I'll go Macho Man, all time Macho Man. Yeah,
Macho Man.
for
Oh
serious.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'll go serious answer, Macho Man. But like people I like to watch are always the shitty ones. If you haven't been able to tell.
Well, since you brought him up, who do you think has the dirtiest chili hole, Bastion Booger or Otis?
Otis, dude. Otis by far. Because here's the deal. Bastion Booger was around before we started genetically modifying every bit of food we had.
Yes.
Otis right now only eats stuff that bleeds. So I'm going Otis 100%.
And you said that he has the
You can
T-Rex
see
arms.
the cholesterol. Yes. So you know it ain't wiping good. Unless Hello?
Oh, hey, man, do we get disconnected?
I think so.
Okay. I was going to bring up the fact that Bastion Booger, didn't he only wear duct tape for ring attire?
Yes, but he was also like a monk or something, if I remember too.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, so one time he wore like this brown like getup. I
That
think
dude
he's
was...
dead now.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Favorite match of all time? Would it be a Macho Man match? Would it be a Carlito match? Or the infamous Fuji Salt in Hogan's Eyes match, perhaps?
Favorite match of all. I'm gonna go HBK retiring Ric Flair.
Oh, shit.
Emotion wise, that was the most invested in a match I think I ever got. And I don't know. I was like Ric Flair, I fucking love. HBK, I love. And the whole storyline those two told during that match was amazing. Ric Flair's run that year, and a lot of people don't remember, like he had some amazing matches that year. And
Every
it all led to
pay-per-view was a threat to his career. You remember? They said if he
that. Right.
lost another match, it was over. And he took out like MVP.
He had a great run.
Yes, he had a very great
Like
final run.
It's fucking nuts, dude. Dude, it was funny because the older he got, almost the more in shape he got. It was weird. I mean, yeah, he got saggy as fuck, but
He got saggy with Hogan skin, but he was chopping with the best of them.
oh man, Flair's another good one.
Gimmick match, and there is a lot out there. We were talking earlier in the chat room about Punjabi panties match, but that has yet to be, done on pay-per-view. Is there any favorite gimmick match of yours?
I'm not a fan of like shark cages. I'm not a fan of steel cages. I like old school steel cages were fun, but the Hell in a Cell just kind of dominated that, I think. I'm gonna go. Oh, what was that fucking match in Ready to Rumble? The three cages.
Oh
I
my
can't
God,
fucking.
was it like a stacked cage match? There was like 100 people in it.
I'm drawing a mind blank right now, and someone's yelling at me, I'm sure. But yeah, that match. I'll go that match. Jimmy the King, dude. Come on.
I'm gonna put what was it? Ready to Rumble?
Ready to Rumble, the number 2.
Okay. Ready to Rumble stacked cage match. That'll be it. I can't think of it either. So
for facts.
Andy versus Sam. We had an epic rap battle
last week.
The last Hangover, and clearly, by far, Sam was the winner. But this is the battle. He didn't win the war. There's going to be several other battles these guys are going to have, and Jake will be providing the next round in this battle via the After Party Pro Wrestling on YouTube. What are your thoughts on this rivalry, since this is your candidate, your client?
Well, here's the deal. Anytime Jake's involved, there's definitely some shiesty Paul Heyman type Jewish moves going on. The reason why I say that is because you guys are going to let Jake put this match together, and you don't think he's got Andy at like 110 and fucking Sam at 2? You're crazy, man. If this match lasts longer than fucking 30 seconds and Andy with an eye doesn't hit fucking 7 finishers, I'll be shocked.
You know what's interesting is that you're the advocate for Sam, and you've made a run-in on this podcast before on behalf of Sam. You've been talking up Sam this whole time. Jake doesn't do much talking up of Andy. He might say he's cool and everything, but we don't get the same passion. We don't get the same fire that a Zanca
Well,
provides for Sam. What is up?
well, you don't
Why?
have the same passion at all from Jake when it comes to anything. He's on a wrestling podcast where he doesn't watch wrestling.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we should have figured
He's a good
that.
shit. You got to give Jake shit. You got to keep him in line because his head gets big, you know?
And by the way, he keeps saying he's the favorite host, but I don't know if you noticed, but in the past 3 or 4 weeks, there hasn't been a hashtag Jake is the #1 host hashtag. I haven't heard one recently. So,
I think
my
it's
friend,
because,
you are #1.
well, yes, and I will take this award. And like I said, I will thank my family.
Thank
I will
your
thank my
dad 4
child
more
that I
times.
neglect to give you guys this. I will thank the SRAP Hall of Famers. And, who I won't thank is Jake. That's all.
That's right.
I think it's because people like fucking with
I'm gonna add another hashtag to the chain of hashtags that are repeated every week.
Oh, shit.
Because people don't know this, but in the exclusive Hall of Fame chat on Instagram, you did a voice message on there mocking Sam, and the word that stuck out the most was indicator. So from now on,
So
I
bad.
am adding that.
I'm so bad at impressions, dude. And when Sam posts any video and he's freaking out, he's always yelling about people's indicators. And Nate's here, we just call them blinkers. You know what I mean? So it sticks out. So I just do a shitty ass accent and yell indicator, and it gets the point across. You know what's funny about that?
Well,
I was legitimately driving and mad at the person in front of me, and that's why I recorded that.
That was perfect, dude. Perfect opportunity. You see, this is incentive for the other listeners to become Hall of Famers. So the more you do for the podcast, we will bring you in and you get to shoot the shit with the exclusive group here. That would be great to add more members, because I noticed that over the years I hear on the news, the top 10 fears of America are public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I admire your balls, sir, because not only do you do stand-up, you were in a band, but you just say whatever you're thinking on the podcast.
Yeah, it's not a good.
That courage that you have, I admire.
You call it courage, bro, but it's stupidity. Like, if I was to ever get anywhere in life where people heard our podcast, I would probably get dead. Whatever the fuck they call it, dude.
Get dead.
See, here's the thing with me is I don't plan anything when we go into the podcast. It's except for Fuji movie. Other than that, dude, I just we go off the cuff most of the time, and I immediately regret whatever I say because I'm instantly like, oh, I probably shouldn't have gone there, dude. Like racist, deaf Bob Lars. The character.
That's the greatest thing that's ever happened to the podcast, by the way.
It is funny, but if someone's just first listening to the podcast, you know the story about Lars being a racist piece of shit before he got TV, they just hear me doing racist deaf Bob Lars. You know what I mean? Like it would taken out of context.
Let me jump ahead. Okay, we're gonna discuss the Steel Real After Party episode, Deaf Lars Rising. And I want to say there was a moment where you said this idea of Lars and Naya hooking up, and you drifted off while Jake was talking, and he was wondering what was wrong with you, and you said, oh, I was just imagining Lars sniffing Naya's chili valve while wearing bell bottoms. That was how that imagination, dude.
It's terrible.
Hilarious, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like a funny thing. I have like ADD, like I can't focus on shit. So that's literally what happened, and it just spills. Like it's not like I'm at work today, right? I'm on my lunch break, and I'm talking with the 2 guys I work with. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about, but it reminded me that I was trying to jerk off to a fucking gangbang porn not too long ago, and I can't do it because my ADD takes over, bro. And then I'm focusing on the dudes in the background that are like jerking off, and I'm like watching their technique. I'm like, why are you going overhand? Who goes overhand? Then I'm thinking like, if you didn't have thumbs, you wouldn't be able to jerk off. I'm sitting in my bathroom on the floor thinking like, I could be done already. What am I doing? Focus on the girl, man. Focus. I can't do it.
Oh man,
it's tough.
You're
a tough life.
Watching the gangbang porn. You're looking at the wall like, why would they have that poster hanging up? That doesn't make any fucking sense. This is a porno, and they have a
how I got there. There was just some weird dude in the background doing an overhand jerk off. I'm like, who does that?
Man.
And then I was like, when I first found out that you can do that, I was just rubbing myself on my sheets. And then, like, did I tell this story before on the podcast? I think the first time I'm intolerant. I'm lactose intolerant, so it's like I can't, like, I was never breastfed. That's probably why I'm so fucked up, dude. I was just formula from the get go. But like the first back to jerking off. The first time I was jerking off, I was rubbing myself all over my sheets, dude, and I didn't know what I was doing because I think I was young. I was like 11, and I came, right?
Yeah.
And it was like a clear liquid. And my whole life, my dad was always like, you don't drink milk, so your bones aren't as strong as everyone else. So then I thought my bones were fucking melting out of my cock, dude. I literally thought my bones.
You thought your literal boner was shooting clear because you didn't drink enough milk.
Exactly. So then there was a split second, bro, because it felt amazing, and then I was just scared. I was scared out of my wits' end. I didn't know what was happening in my body, and it kept coming out because it was my first time. So it was like a major battle. That's like when you like unclog something and it just spews everywhere. I was literally going to go talk to my mom. I was so close to telling my mom, look, Mom, we got to go to the hospital now. My bones are fucking melting out of my penis. I don't know what to do. And then I just cleaned it up and I was like, look, if it stops, I'm not going out there. And it stopped. So luckily you don't come for like more than 10 seconds.
I think you did tell the story. You told this story before, but I don't think you went into that great detail.
No, that's exactly what happened, bro. It sucked. I was really nervous. So my first time orgasming wasn't fun.
Well, here's my ADD moment. You said that the dude was jerking overhand. What if he has to do that? What if, because he's so used to routine sex, like he had to create a new way to jerk off in order for him to get hard, because he's so used to fucking and, maybe he had to invent some new way to jerk off to get himself hard or something.
I've done the old fruit basket where you throw your baked goods in between your legs and then you try to jerk off that way. It's a tough one, dude, because then you get out of breath because your knees are over your chest and your lungs are like closed up. So like I've tried. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. Just go with the old fucking standby, bro.
You see, with lines like that, I was okay. Yesterday, I was in my supply. I was in my supply closet and I was listening to. Shout out to Sticks Adam, his Instagram question about the Jackson 5 thing. I was hearing you guys talk about it. And then
he might be a new Hulk.
Jeff Lars was the lead singer, and when you started saying APT,
oh Jesus,
and then you got to that part, I fucking spit soda all over the wall, dude. That was so fucking funny. That I'm not gonna say the line, but I recommend listeners to check it out immediately.
That was Jake. That wasn't me. I'll just.
There you go. Cover your bases. I was dipping into the archives, and I remember in February you were sick and Jake was a no-show. So you had your chick on.
Yeah.
And I was impressed that she was as into the product as you were when she was your co-host. I was curious, has she kept up, or is it, with having the kid and everything, she's not as into it as she used to be, or do you guys watch it together?
The thing that works in our relationship is she knows I'm a fucking idiot, so she liked the stupid aspects of wrestling that I like Otis, like an Otis character will 100% of the time get over with me because I like being entertained. He doesn't need to do the AEW type indie flips shit. I love that shit too, don't get me wrong. But the character of like an Otis where it's just entertaining, that will 100% of the time get me. And I laugh, and then she sees what I'm laughing at, and she sees that this guy is fucking hilarious, and she gets into it. So yeah, she's kept up. I don't think she's big into like, all like she's not big into the women's wrestling and like things that you think she would be into. She's big into literally the tag team division. She loves Otis and the B team. Like she likes all the jokey shit that I like.
That's awesome, dude. Marrying someone like that must be a joy because my wife, she's only into wrestling when I force her into it. Like I forced her at WrestleMania and the live events because the second a pay-per-view comes on, she goes to sleep immediately.
Well,
she sleeps till the main event, and then she wakes up, watches the main event. She's like, "Yeah, it was okay." and I've been there watching the whole time. But she's okay. She's in the wrestling a little bit, I believe.
That's all you need. You just need someone that understands.
That's true. And you said you were into wrestling since day one ish. You said in the hospital that they put on wrestling and Hulk Hogan was on.
Yes, this is a story that my mom tells me all the time because she thinks it's funny that I still watch wrestling. Yeah, she tells
That's
me that.
fucking amazing, dude.
So like I watched the Bruins. There was a hockey game on, so I watched the Boston Bruins play apparently, and like that kept me quiet. And then I was crying, and then I watched apparently Hulk Hogan doing something, and I apparently loved it.
That's fucking awesome. So you were born a Hulkamaniac. There you go.
Dude, I was bred into this world. And that's why I think it came full circle when I saw Hogan plowing that chick.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
Yeah, dude. Like I came out of my mom and I got to eventually watch Hogan go inside someone else's mom. I think. I would imagine that later.
God damn, dude, that's hella funny. You said that you are good friends with a lot of wrestlers and you're good friends with Matt Taven. Are there any other wrestlers that you contact with regularly?
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm good.
You don't have to say if you're gonna get them in trouble or something.
No. I know a few. Let's put it that way. Taven,
yeah.
I went to school with, and we actually do communicate quite often. He's a good egg, man. He's a good shit. And I'm proud of that, dude. Like I feel so happy for him. I was there the day, one of the his early times when he was starting out. I was in the ring there and we were doing a little shit. And he was already there for 2 weeks, I think. And then I went and trained for a little bit. So I got to get in there with the Ring of Honor World Champion way back in the day. Yeah.
God damn, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, dude. And then this Heffalump dude who is nowhere good fucking pedigreed me, dude. And I'm pretty sure I got a concussion my first day fucking wrestling training.
Holy shit. Was he just a fat ass who didn't know what he was doing?
All I know is when I got put between his legs, I was like, this ain't for me. It's just like my head is way too close to this guy's exit, and I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, that would turn me off of wrestling as well.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, I took bumps, did all that fun stuff. The top rope's way higher than you think it is if you've never been in the ring. So props.
I've never been in. The only ring I've been next to is an onion ring. I'll never get into a ring.
Yeah, dude, that should be on a t-shirt. Where's Jake when you need him?
He's making more Spoonful of Truth shirts. But well, that's about it, my friend. I'm gonna start throwing the plugs out there. Like I said earlier, After Party Pro Wrestling is on the Steel Real After Party YouTube. You can see all the crazy characters in the Steel Real universe, including myself, including Andy, Sam, Jake, Zanca. We're all getting in there and being silly. And on the Instagram, you follow Steel Real to Us at Steel Real to Us. So you follow Jake at After Party Jake. You follow Zanca at After Party Zanca. And on Facebook, you search Steel Real After Party and hit that like button. Cover your nips with the Spoonful of Truth shirt at shop.spreadshirt.com/SteelRealAfterParty. There's also a Kangaroos shirt if you support Sam. After Party Pro Wrestling merchandise, Jake Quote shirt, and Finding Fuji shirt. Was there anything you'd like to plug, Zanca, before we leave?
Not really. I got a new porn star. Check her out. I forgot her name, but she's in my my internet history, so check that out.
Oh, and you said you missed Sam's epic rants. Wait till Tuesday, man. Wait till Tuesday, because regardless of Corbin winning or Gable winning, we are gonna get an epic video on Tuesday from Sam. I bet you. You still there? Zanca?
Yo.
Oh. Did you get distracted?
Oh, maybe. I think Sam's going to be happy, and that bums me out.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But you never know, WWE.
I like the Gable storyline, though, so I'm good either way. But Corbin is
it should be good.
Gable over, too.
Are you going to be watching live this Sunday for Clash of Champions?
Of course, bro. You're talking to the #1 host, not Jake.
I forgot. I thought I was talking to Jake. Sorry.
Jesus, man.
He'll watch it next Sunday.
Yeah, he'll watch it Monday.
All right, man. Well, thank you for your time. And as always, all hail Linda's Bush.
Woo.